Now, your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So Alberto has weakened. It's no longer a subtropical storm. It's now a subtropical depression. And probably in about 96 hours from now, it'll be not much more than a glob of moisture. But it is currently still producing some 30-mile-an-hour winds around Montgomery and some fairly heavy rainfall as well. As it lifts northward into the more mountainous regions of northern Alabama, it could produce some flash flooding, and certainly there are some issues with that. As it lifts northward, we'll watch it kind of move off to the northwest and eventually to a more northerly direction. The rain showers will spread eventually up towards Chicago, covering a large portion of the United States north to south. As it lifts northward, it'll wring out its rainfall and, as I mentioned, produce perhaps as much as 5-inch rainfalls. For us, we get some thunderstorm activity today under plentiful amounts of tropical moisture lifting northward. So today's rain chance a little bit better than it was yesterday. Winds will be dying down today, but we still have rip current issues because that wave action will take a little while to subside after the winds decrease. So we'll look for potentials of maybe inch rainfalls in some locations, a little bit more perhaps, but in most of our viewing area, we're going to get less than a half an inch again today. Now, as we head into the next couple of days, the rainfall totals will start to mount, and parts of Kentucky and Tennessee will start to see some rainfall, maybe as much as 5 inches. And of course, in that more mountainous regions, that could spell a problem for them. Right now, our radar is not too active. It's quiet, in fact. We do have a chance at maybe a passing bit of sprinkles or maybe some light rain during the morning hours. But by afternoon, we have a much better chance as that tropical moisture continues to lift northward. Right now, that moisture is producing some heavy rainfall continuing over parts of Cuba and South Florida. They got some really decent 8-inch rainfalls and better 18 inches in parts of Cuba. So some very, very heavy rainfall there. Now, all of that lifting northward promises us a couple of days of some good rainfall chances before we start to work some drier air in. Mix of sun and clouds around today. You'll start off the morning as dawn breaks with some sunshine poking through the clouds and think to yourself, oh, it's going to be beautiful out there today. But that sunshine is just going to help to destabilize our atmosphere and bring us better chances of afternoon thunderstorms. We have a big ridge of high pressure setting up in the Atlantic. We, of course, have this trough of low pressure and our subtropical depression kind of falling apart in Alabama right now. The combination of those two things gives us an upper level flow that just funnels up that moisture across the peninsula. Now, eventually what we will see will be this high pressure ridge kind of building in and expanding and reducing our rain chances in time for the weekend. 75, our current air temperature. We have a southeast wind coming in about 8. That southeast wind is a little lighter than it was 24 hours ago, and we had some wind speeds pretty close to the 20 mark at this hour. So we'll look for that sun-cloud mix. We'll look for afternoon thunderstorms today, about 79 degrees by 9 a.m. with maybe a 20% chance at a passing sprinkle or a light shower. But as we head into the noontime hour, our rain chance goes up to about 40% with a temperature of 82. Top it out about 85 with a 60% chance of rain at 3 p.m. And then as we head into 7 p.m., about a 50% chance of rainfall. This is the Futurecast, our RPM computer model. And of course, the heaviest of the rain is going to be falling in the deep south with Alberto. But still, this tropical moisture lifting northward hour by hour through the day continues to bring heavy rains to parts of Miami, the Florida Keys. And then as we head into our afternoon, we start to build some thunderstorms in inland areas. And those thunderstorms will tend to work their way back to the coast and expand in coverage. And then as we head into the overnight, things kind of settle down just a little bit. We still get this plume of moisture lifting northward, and that brings us another good chance of rainfall again tomorrow until that high pressure ridge builds in, and you'll see that reflected in the extended range. South wind coming in at about 15 knots today. Today's high topping out around 85 degrees. We'll have a 60% chance of rain today and tomorrow, I think. Then as we head into the next several days, we'll start to work some drier air in. And by the time we get to the weekend, I think we'll be looking at our kind of average, typical summer-like weather. We'll maybe start with a few more showers around in the morning hours as our winds shift more southwest. And then those showers get pushed back into the inland sections, leaving most of our Saturday and Sunday daytime hours kind of sunny and nice, but humid.